Now for today's webinar. So first of all, we are going to create a project by using the GeoGraphix Project Explorer, and then we are going to import different well data types into our GeoGraphix project, and then we'll be creating some maps using our Geo Atlas module, and then finally we'll create cross section using Smart Section module. And then after that, we'll take your questions, and then we'll move forward to the next steps that Adnan will brief us again. So let's move on to demonstration. So this is the starting point for GeoGraphix. This is GeoGraphix Project Explorer. So first of all, I'm going to create a new project. For that, I have to go to File, New, and Project. And here is the default location where you can save your project. So I will click Next, selecting the default folder, and then I will click Next. And here I will give my project name. And then if you want to type any description about the area, about the project, you can just type in here, and then you can select the measurement system for your data. It's English or metric. Then the next step is to select your coordinate system. In GeoGraphix, we have basically two types of coordinates. One is the database coordinate system. So first of all, I'm going to select the coordinate system for the database in which I want to store my data. So the area to which my data belongs is in United States. So I'm going to select region as North America, United States. And the system will be geographic latitude and longitude. That is how I want to store my data in my database in lat and longs. Then the datum is North American datum 1927 mean. And then it will pick the area itself. So then I will click Next. So the second type of coordinate system is the map coordinate system for map display. So how you want to display your maps, in which projection system. So again, I will select the system as UTM. Universal Transverse Marketer, and the zone for this project is zone 13. Again, the datum and area is already there. So I will click Next now, and here it is asking me to give the extents of my area. So for now, I don't need to give the extents. Once I will start importing my data, it will be adjusted accordingly. So I will click Finish, and it will start creating my project. So once the project is created, it is available in the Project Explorer in the left pane. As you can see, this is my project, and I can see the yellow arrow behind it. It means that this is my active project. So after creating project, the next step is to import your data. So for that, I will go again, File, Import. So I can import all these different data types. So I will be starting with the wells data. So for the well data, we already have different predefined formats. So the data file today I have in IHS 297 well import format. So I'm going to select this one and click Next, and then I will browse my file. So this is my file. And then you have different loading options, perform bulk load update and overwrite options. So I will keep as it is, and then I will click Next. So here it is asking to expand project extents to include all the wells. Since I have not given any extents in the starting, so now it will be adjusted according to the wells data. So then I will click Next. Here it is asking me for the import data coordinate system. If your data file has different coordinate system than your projects, so you can choose it here, and it will be converted according to your project coordinate system. So in this case, it is same as the project coordinate system. So I will click Finish, and it will start importing the data into the project. So this, once you import the data, it will be stored in well base. The well base is the well data manager, storage program in GeoGraphix, where all your wells data is stored. So I can see my well ID, well headers in here, and I can see on the lower right bottom that I have 766 wells in my project. And then I can see the different data type formations. I have these different formations in each well. And then I can see the deviation survey for the wells. and similarly I can see different data types. So if you look here on the left side, we have quick filters. So if you want to filter our wells data on a particular criteria, for example, now I want to see the wells with the formation tops. So if I click on this, it will apply the filter on the data, and it will show me the wells with the formation tops. So I can see here, and if I look again here on the right bottom, it shows me 610 wells as the formation tops data. So similarly, I can filter the wells with the directional data. So again, I can see I have 55 wells with the deviation survey data, and I can see the well bore also for these wells. So let's go back to the import, and now I am going to import the wells with the production data. For this, I have a well in this format, IHS 298 production import. So again, I will browse my file, and again we have the different loading options. So I will keep the default, and I will click next, and next. Again, it will increase the extents of the project according to the wells data, and then I will click next. Again, it will ask you for the import data file coordinate system, so which is again the same as the project coordinate, and then I will click finish, and it will be imported again into the well based module. I can also see the production. I can filter the wells with the production data. So I will click on this filter wells with production, and it will show me the wells only which has the production data. So I can see the production values in the well base, and I can also visualize the graphs for this for the data. So moving forward, now I am going to import the logs data for the wells. So for that, again, I will go to File, Import, Wells, and if you look here, import log curve. So we can import the LAS files and LBS files, and we have other formats also available in the in other modules to import different from the different formats. So this is the well LBS files I have. So I will import all the LBS files in this folder. So once you select that option, it will ask you for import. Like we have different import options: automatic mode, run import wizard, and manual mode. So I'm going to select the automatic mode, and I will click finish, and I can see again my wells data will be available. So now I'm wells with curves. So I can see here and the total number of wells with the log curves are 10. So far we have imported the wells data in a particular format. So if we don't have the well file in these formats, we can still load the data through the spreadsheet option. That is you can save your data in Excel spreadsheet files, and we can import that data easily, and it can handle any type of well data like production data, deviation data, formation stop, well headers, anything you can load using the spreadsheet option also. So once you select that spreadsheet file, you will see this yellow arrow, yellow line on the top. This means that it is connected to the Geographics database. And now you need to select what data type it is. So in this case, I have the well header files. And now I am going to map each column. So the first column is the well ID. Then I have the well name, then latitude, then its longitude, then the datum type, then it is datum elevation, and total depth, and then the status. So once you map each column, then you will click on this button, transfer to Geographics. So it will give you a Geographics transfer window, and again you will select the tables to process. Again, this is my well header, and you can select the measurement system from here. If you have the different coordinate system, you can also choose it from here, and you click OK. It will be again loaded into the well-based module. So that is how you can load the wells data by using different formats or by using the Excel spreadsheet option. So after importing the data, next step is to create the maps. For that, we have a module called Geo Atlas. So as you can see, the map, it will create the map layer once you load the wells file. So it will generate a default well layer. So I can zoom in and I can see my wells on the map. So then we have the different highlight criteria. Just to quickly take an overview of the data available in the wells. So I can just right click and I can see the wells with the tops. So it will highlight the well which has the formation tops available. So I can see that almost all the wells have the formation tops. Similarly, I can highlight the wells with the production or the log curves. So only these wells have the log curves available. So if you want to remove highlight, right click again and remove highlights. Okay. Then the next thing is we can generate different type of maps. For example, we can define the bubble maps in GeoGraphix. So I'm going to click on this option and I can check this box, bubble symbols, and I can make the bubble map on the cumulative oil volume. So as soon as I select the data type field and check this bubble symbol option and click OK, and I can see it will produce the bubble maps on my map. Similarly, I can generate the thematic maps also. So again, I will open this and I will uncheck the bubble symbol, and now I will check the thematic option and I am going to make a thematic map on the well status. So I will click again OK, and it will apply to all the wells. So again, I can zoom in, I can visualize my wells. So each status has a different color. Again, we can also make the proportional pie maps. For that, again, I will click on it and I will uncheck my thematic maps and I will activate the proportional pie maps, and I am taking the values for the cumulative gas volume, cumulative oil volume, and cumulative water volume. So I will click OK to it and it will make the proportional pie maps for these values. So from here I can see my proportional pie maps also. So moving forward, now I am going to create a new well base layer using the layers option. So we can create the layers from different options. So I'm going to create a layer from well base, and the template for this I'm going to use a new well base template, and this is my well symbol, and along with the well symbol I can display my different data types. So I'm going to just display the well ID and I will drag it over the well symbol, and now I'm going to apply a filter. I want to only make a map for the wells with the curves, and I'm going to give a name to the layer. So I will just click OK and it will create the layer, and now you can see I have a new layer. I will uncheck my previous layer and I can see that this is a new layer with the wells with the logs. So these are only 9 or 10 wells on the map. So now I am going to create a layer structure map for one of the formations, and for that we have a module within Geo Atlas, that is ISO map. So you can make the ISO map layers by using 3 different options. One is the build surface from XYZ data. You can apply the grid operation, or you can make from contour to grid. And then I will add the XYZ data sources. So we can take the data from different sources. We can take the data from Geographics modules, or we can manually enter the values, or we can from ASCII files, or we can import the data from ZMap plus formats also. So in this case, I am going to use the data from well base. I will click OK, and now it will show me the tables from the well base on which I can generate the maps. So I'm going to make a map on the formation tops and top subsea, and I will select my formation, that is RDRV, and these are the available sources for this formation. So I will select all and I will click OK. So as soon as I click the formation top, I can see the total number of points in the database with this formation is 382, and this is the data distribution. Now I will click next. So on this page, you can see the different grading algorithms in GeoGraphix we have. In GeoGraphix we have 10 different grading algorithms. The default one is the minimum curvature, then we have adaptive fitting, and if I click on others, we can see 8 more grading algorithms. So for this map, I am going to use the minimum curvature. And then you can also adjust your smallest feature radius. You can adjust your XY grid spacings. So I will keep the default. And so this is the display options. So you can display what you want to display on your map. You want to display the data points, you can check it on. I will only show the contours and the color fills. And now I am going to give a layer name. And similarly, this is the contour interval. If you want to override, you can change your contour interval or minimum or maximum contour values also. So I will keep the default and I will click finish. So as soon as I finish, I can see my structure map is ready. And now I can turn on my wells data also over this map. So this is the map view in Geo Atlas. And if you want to send this map to the plotter and take a print out of it, so for that we'll go to page view. And so this is the printing mode. And now I can display my map properties on this map. So general description, if you want to give any description, you can just type it here. And then graticules. You want to display the latitude, longitude lines, text, XY lines and text. So I will take the XY lines and text. Then I will choose the scale bar. We have the different scale bar options here. So I will choose the first one and I will add it. Again, north arrow. So we have different north arrow styles, so you can choose whatever you want. So I will choose this one. Then we can stack the title block. So you can just take this title block, and if you want to edit the title block, you can just double click on this and it will open that title block in a Word file, and you can just type in the details. So once you are done, just click on this and it will be finished. And then you can display the map legends. So after selecting all of these things, I can just click OK, and I can see it has the map properties are applied to my map. So I can drag all these on a one page, so I can. So now you can send your map to the printer, or if you want to export it as a different formats like JPEG and EMF or anything, you can also export your map. So after creating the map, the next part of the webinar is about the cross section. So for that we have a module called Smart Section. So this is that Smart Section module, and you can see the map view, and I have my layer with the wells displayed. So Smart Section is also integrated with the entire Geographics products. So I can bring in the layers from Geo Atlas also. So for example, if I click on this button, I can take the layers from Geo Atlas. For example, I will bring this well with log curves, and I will switch off this layer and I will click OK. you will see that it will be displayed on my map. So I can turn on and off any layer I want. So this is the layer with the well with the log curves. So now I'm going to make a cross section. So for that I will go to cross section. So we can define two type of cross section. One is well to well and the other one is define projected. So I'm going to create a well to well cross section, and I start selecting the wells. So after selecting the last well, I will just right click and I will click end definition, and the wells will be displayed in the cross section view. So now I have a map view and a cross section view here, and I can see my wells. So right now they are in the stick template. So now I'm going to apply a template to these wells. So for that I will go to well logs, and I am going to apply a log template to these wells. So in Geographics we have two different type of templates in Smart section. One is the project template and one is the system templates. So I'm going to use a system template here and draw curves, and I will click OK. So as soon as you apply the template, you can see your wells in that template. Now I am going to add the formations on my cross section. You can see I have 3 formations here. So tops in my database. So I will select few more here, and I can display it on my map cross section view, and I can turn them on and off. So that is how, if you want to show or if you want to turn off any formation, you can do it from here. So now I'm going to apply a depth interval to my cross section because it's quite big, and I want to apply a depth interval, and I'm interested in this part where we have the formations data. So for that, again, I will go to layout and I will apply a depth interval. So we can apply a depth interval by either by typing the depth values or either by selecting the formation tops. So I'm going to use this top, and bottom will be this one, and I will click OK, and I will see that it will be applied to my cross section. So now it's only showing the data according to these formation tops. So the next step is you can also interpret the formation tops on these cross sections. So for that I am going to create a new formation, and so as soon as I created it, it will be here in the surface list, and it will be active. And now I'm going to use the add surface points button, and I'm going to add a formation here. Then we have a correlation log tool, so you can make a correlation window and you can correlate it with the neighboring wells, and you can interpret your formations. So as soon as you start picking in the wells, it will be connected. And as soon as I am picking my formations in the cross-section view, it can be mapped on the fly in the map view. So I will turn on the contours for this formation. So you can see as soon as I interpret the formation on the correlation on the cross section, it will be displayed on the map. So if I edit here any formation, you will see the contours will be affected also. So after creating the formations, now I'm going to add a new fault. So if you want to interpret a fault, So we can interpret a fault also. So similarly, as soon as it's created, it will be able to view. And now I'm going to add the fault points here. I will start picking my fault here. Find a fault, you can also here, and you can give the vertical separation and save it, and you can apply the forward gapping also. You can see you can do the forward gapping in case if you have missing information, you can gap the fault and you can interpret any missing information. So this is the idea about the smart section cross section correlation module. So for more details, we have the webinars available on our website. You can see the webinars available, and you can see in detail what other things we can do in smart section. So after creating my cross section, I can export my cross section, or I can print it. I am going to export the cross section in a EMF format. On my desktop. And now I'm going to Geo Atlas to add that cross my and insert my meta file. So that you can. So that concludes the webinar.